Product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products. So for use, we used a guitar playing in the performance section, which is similar to most singer-songwriters such as Ed Sheeran, and also the performance element throughout where the camera focuses on the artist singing and playing the instrument. That's similar to Birdie with her song Skinny Love. The location is mainly based outside, so it's a raw, natural environment, which is quite similar to a lot of videos, like the cloud bursting video by Kate Bush. Artist is wearing casual clothes. It portrays like a simple image. Most singer-songwriters are quite casual. And the love story element at the ending of the video appeals to our target audience of teenage girls because they're quite interested in the happy ending. That's similar to a lot of Taylor Swift's videos. Our product develops forms and conventions of real media products because of the cross-dissolve transition we use between the locations when we were editing.
That was a good transition.
Okay, it's a bit more fancier than conventional singer-songwriter videos, as they're mostly quite simple and they don't have a lot of effects. With the camera work, sometimes focuses on the female body with like shots of her feet, her legs and her face a lot of the time, which is similar to most music videos with like female artists like Miley Cyrus or Rihanna. But here we've developed this because we did it in a more innocent sense and it's not like sexualized. In relation to sound, there's some relationship between the lyrics and the visuals. For example, with the title Home, it links with the narrative of the artist being on a journey home. It's a development of conventional singer-songwriter products, as most don't really relate the lyrics to the actual video. Like the video for Shelter by Birdie. Use of intertextual references throughout requires the audience to be able to follow the storyline and they can relate to it in a way, as The Wizard of Oz is like quite well known. But these references also challenge the conventions of real media products because it's a film from 1939, so it's quite old-fashioned because it's got quite a modern day audience. They might not really recognise it, but on the other hand it is a really iconic film, so they might be able to recognise it with a modern twist that we put on it. Also, we didn't use any on-beat editing throughout the video, which is quite different to most videos. Like Steal His Heart by Emily in the Woods, we used a lot of on-beat editing throughout that. And in relation to camera work, when the artist is walking, in most real media products there's usually a tracking shot following the artist as they walk, but we decided to use low shots and focus on the feet, which is quite different.
How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary tasks? The first connection that we had between them was the idea of home, and with the digipack and the poster they all revolve around this idea and this image, and therefore we have like pictures within a home and based around a home. And also in the video we have her going to home, her journey is to home, and that also plays a main part of that, especially when in the lyrics she says home and then it goes down onto the house. And we have pan shots revolving around home, and when she's going into the house we have images in the house as well, so it creates a homely feel between it. And also with the music, with the poster, the shots are in a house, and then when we are outside a house, that's the digipack. The digipack has the outside the house, and then and the poster is inside, as if she's inviting you in to join her within an intimate concert. Another link between the ancillary products and the main product is the continuation of a theme, and this is a rural, natural, outside countryside feel. And rural, as in the fact is villages in Northamptonshire, as we used 2 villages for this, one at the start of the music video and then another one for the end, and we actually used the second one for the other ancillary products as well. Nature, again, we used a country park when the scarecrow is, / nature reserve, so that creates another rural and countryside feel. And then countryside is again from the start actually of the music video, as we can see the countryside outside the train, so it creates that feeling and sets that initially within the viewer's perspective. Another link between these is artist branding, and it has especially with the genre of singer-songwriter, has a main focus on the artist and on her face as she's going through her journey and as she's going through the music video. And also there's a strong focus of her and her image on the poster and the digipack. Artist branding examples are Morrissey with the quiff and the gladioli. Punctured bicycle on a hillside desolate. That becomes a significant part of his image, and that's what people associate him with. Michael Jackson, again with the hat and one glove, that's what people would associate with him. And then lastly with Ed Sheeran and his ginger hair.
Yeah.
Another link between these things is strong imagery. Our music video is very distinctly English, I believe, especially with the things I've noticed with the style of housing and the whole countryside feel. Seems very English. And the Wizard of Oz references, which perhaps not the strongest thing we had, but this is again a link which we had from our product onto our ancillary task. It was very kind of a vintagey sort of mystical theme throughout everything with the effects that we used. And a love story promotion is an overstatement. And our main product sees the involvement of a boy, which we never actually see his face, which I believe we thought was better because it creates an image. Also, examples of this is in Nina Nesbitt video Boy, where again obviously revolves around a boy and a love story and her kind of getting through that. And I believe that the journey in our music video, she was kind of going to see a boy, blah, blah. And then another example is Taylor Swift Love Story, which kind of talks for itself, but a lot of Taylor Swift's videos concentrate around that love story-esque theme and looking for a boyfriend, blah 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 blah. And also another different style of example is Wham! Last Christmas, as it's kind of showing that contrast between will they, won't they. Which is not something that we necessarily decided to follow, because she does at the end be seen with a boy, but I think we definitely did consider a style of when it was will they, won't they, because it adds another element definitely, and it is seen a lot throughout the singer-songwriter genre. And the last link between the main product and ancillary task is effective, and especially with ours, I think ours is effective, especially our main product, is because it is so simplistic and direct, with direct connotations, which is very obvious to the singer-songwriter genre. And another person that does this really well is Tom Odell in his music videos and also in his posters for tour and album artwork. I think ours brings out a strong image of the countryside, of a love story, of all the things that you need to make a singer-songwriter video. We did kind of follow all these things up, and especially with our ancillary task, it is very simple, but it is effective just by different camera tones that we used, different locations, different poses, different props, just all these things create an effective environment. And I believe that in our ancillary tasks and our main product. It is very simple, but it's very direct as well. And overall, the idea of home, as that's the name of the song, is very prominent. We wanted to keep that very evident between all the things we were doing. With the music video, with her having a journey towards home, with the reference to Wizard of Oz, she wants to get back home, and ancillary tasks focusing around the idea of home.
What have you learned from audience feedback? From our audience feedback, we have learned that they like the camera shots, angles and scene changes. This is a relief because we like the idea of telling a story, and we liked it being over the period of one day, and that meant we needed to change the scenery quite a lot, so there was bound to be lots of different shots and scene changes involved. The performance shots were also a positive with our target audience. These were mainly liked because they were simple, with only our artist playing her guitar in her bedroom. And simplicity is very popular with the acoustic singer-songwriter genre. Here are a few examples of acoustic singer-songwriters playing guitars in performance. Quite a lot of the replies we got back stated that they didn't think our product could be improved, which we thought was very kind of them. But some improvements that were made and put to us were quite reasonable improvements. One was that we could have had better recording quality and keeping the camera still in certain shots. The issue for the recording quality is that we had a budget camera and it wasn't very flashy, so the recording quality was bound to be affected in some points in our video. And the main place where this happened was on the train, because it moved quite quickly when we got on and we had to start filming straight away. The issue with keeping the camera still is that we needed to move to different angles but keep it in the same shot. So there's one point where we have to pan. I'll never know unless I try. And it's like the camera started to move, like going down, so it felt really weird, but we managed to keep it at the same. There was one comment about our intertextual references where someone said that it wasn't very clear, and they said that we didn't need the book or the lion, and we thought, well, it's to do with Wizard of Oz and they didn't really get the whole theme, but we thought we had enough intertextual references in, because we did have the axe, the lion, we had her in a blue dress with red shoes.
I think we just could have made it more obvious.
Yeah.
Made it more of a deal of it, which we didn't manage to do.
And with our Tin Man, it's just an axe, but it still worked.
We thought it did.
Well, we thought it worked. Someone else also stated that there should have been a change in pace because our artist walked quite a lot. And the main reason she walked was because she was on her journey home and she wasn't really in a rush to get anywhere. So, she did stop and she sorted out a scarecrow, but it's not like she could run home when she had no need to. Also, the song isn't really at a pace for either running or jogging. It's quite a slow song, and the speed of her walk kind of fitted in with the beat of the music.
Also, I don't really think it would fit in with the genre. Like if you were just legging it home, I don't think it would look right.
It wouldn't. No.
Like with the whole premise of our video as well, it wouldn't really.
If it was like a heavy metal song, then maybe a bit more running than walking, but yeah. The connections to the singer-songwriter genre are the performance shots, because they're quite intimate and it's just the viewer and them, and the people from our audience feedback really liked that close proximity towards the artist. And our artist is the main focus throughout, and which is artist branding, because singer-songwriters aren't, new singer-songwriters like Gabrielle Aplin aren't very well known, so you need to see her in the videos, not just some extras. An example of Gabriella Aplin being in her own song is in The Power of Love, and also in Please Don't Say You Love Me. She's just in it a little bit, like in little clips of it, sitting on a gate, and at the end as well. Like, you think she's the main character because the main female in it looks like her, but she's not. How did you use media technologies in the construction, research and planning and evaluation stages? During the whole process of creating our music video, we had constant contact through our mobile phones. This was to arrange where and when we were meeting, and the props that we might need to bring with us, also the equipment as well.
And just any new developments that we've discovered along the way, really.
Basically, yeah. We also used our laptops a lot to create the posts for our blog and for emails between each other and our teachers.
For research and planning, the first media technology that we used was YouTube. That was to watch other music videos, to give ourselves some ideas for our own video and to get an idea of the conventions of existing singer-songwriter videos. Then we could fit ours in with the same genre. And then we also used PowerPoint for our video deconstructions, and then uploaded these to a website called SlideShare, and that would make it easier for us to upload it onto our blogs. We then used surveymonkey.com to collect the target audience research on what they would like to see in our video based on the existing singer-songwriter videos. We then used some social media websites such as Facebook, which we used to put the survey out there for our audience to fill in, and then we'd get the results back. Lastly, everything was uploaded onto our WordPress blogs in an organised way, so we had everything in different sections.
We used technology in the construction as well. And firstly, the most obvious thing we used was a camera recorder to film our music video. Obviously this is a necessity thing, and to film it and to basically have the starting point at that. We also used a Mac to edit our music video to get it up to the amazing standard that it's up to. But we also, on the Mac, we used the program Photoshop to edit our poster and our digipack, which admittedly took longer than I think we thought it would, due to we'd never used it before, not even last year really, did we? No. So it was kind of a learning curve, and we all had our strengths and weaknesses, such as getting angry at certain things.
Oh yeah.
It took a lot longer than we initially thought, but we did go through it in a quite logical manner, I think, and we did get there in the end.
Yeah.
And Alice became quite a pro at moving things, which again, it was the simple things that seemed to take longer. But we also had an Olympus camera which we used to take the pictures for the ancillary tasks such as the poster and the digipack. I believe this camera was good quality, because I think it gave us the right imagery that we needed to use. I think it was a really, really good image. And there was an effect on it which I think was called pop art or something like that, which gave a certain vintage style to it and gave like a blackness around the edges, which I believe fitted in with our genre perfectly, because it gave this kind of like vintagey singer-songwriter, really nice image actually. I think it improved and enhanced the best parts about the imagery, especially the lighting, which was important I believe in our pictures for this genre. We also used a tripod for the camera recorder because we wanted it steady, even though obviously we couldn't use it on the train scenes because that would have been impossible, it would have moved anyway. But we used it for the rest of the shots. We didn't actually use it for our ancillary products because I believe that having it handheld let us get more experimental and different shots than if we were stuck with the limitation of having it on a tripod. Because when it was handheld we could hold it above our heads, we could hold it at a better angle, we could hold it below, and it was a lot easier to get pictures, it took less time, but I still believe it stabilised perfectly and we got really good images out of it.
We could also use it in the car, which using a tripod
Yeah, we couldn't use
been
a
able
tripod
to.
in a Mini. So
No.
no, I believe working without the tripod is better anyway for
Yeah.
those pictures. So obviously we used a tripod foot for when we were filming the music video to connect onto the camera and the tripod to keep it in place. We probably wouldn't have had our music video if it wasn't for the tripod foot, because the camera would have just kept falling off the tripod, and then we wouldn't have had stable videos either. So that's a really crucial part within the technologies, really. We also use the internet and social media to get the music, get the impact of the music, and we use the internet to use YouTube Converter, which we then got the soundtrack off and put it through YouTube Converter, then downloaded it onto iTunes. To start with, we got a live version which had applause at the end, which we had no problem with. We didn't really notice it until Miss Hill actually said something about it, and then we realised that makes no sense. Because as she's performing in her bedroom, there's applause, and it just really didn't go. So we had to go through the trauma of getting a new track, having to re-edit it all, because it was, I think was it shorter or longer?
I think it was longer.
Yeah.
Because there was
So we had to re-edit all the
introduction.
performance clips, getting all the synchronisation back.
That took a while.
So even though that put us a step back, looking at it now as an overview, I believe that it did make our product better, because it just would not have sounded or looked right at all.
No.
At all. It would have been ridiculous.
For our evaluation, we need to use a Mac because it contains iMovie and it's easy to edit our evaluation. This is going to be the next step after filming this, and we estimate it'll take about 5 lessons, hopefully.
Hopefully, if nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
And if we can work out how to use the Mac and green screen.
Yes, that's going to be another learning curve for us because we've never used a green screen before. And going on to the next point, a green screen will be used to create different backgrounds behind us throughout the evaluation. The green screen will help us to put images on to emphasise what we are talking about at this present time. We used surveymonkey.com to collect our audience feedback about our music video, which we discovered ways in which to improve our piece if we were to do it again. PowerPoint was used to create a basic plan for our evaluation, which we then uploaded to SlideShare and put onto our blogs. This gave us a basic premise of what our evaluation may consist of. To film our evaluation, we needed to use a camcorder, a tripod, a foot, which we are using now. Hey.
Overall, I think doing our main product and our ancillary tasks, we have had a massive learning curve. We probably underestimated how much we had to do in very little time, and we have been pushed for time sometimes, especially when we had to refilm bits
Yes.
to improve it. But I think overall we are happy with it. I think.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I wouldn't really regret anything we did. I think we made all the right decisions, and the weather was really good on the day. So it only really cost us about 3 days filming it altogether, and a lot of days editing. But no, I think it went really well, and I think that we all supported each other well. So I wouldn't really
Planning
change anything.
was really a main issue we had. Like, we didn't think to use. I know what I want to say. You know when she's singing over.
Lip syncing?
Yeah, we knew that. No, we didn't know.
Right.
We didn't take into consideration that our artist would be singing in her own style, because she sings and plays the guitar. So we didn't have her listening to a clip of Gabrielle Aplin, which we struggled with finding bits that actually sunk with the version that we had to start off with. But then when we refilmed, it was a lot better, and she was more in sync, so we got more and longer shots of the performance.
What would you say is your favourite thing, the main product or the poster or the digipack?
I think my favourite thing is the digipack.
I do
I
like
love the
digipack.
I
Digipack.
love the digipack as well.
Yeah.
Hey!
But then I really like the poster. I really like the image on the poster.
Yeah. Basically, we like our ancillary tasks a lot better than our video.
I think with our video, the quality of the camera did let it down a little bit,
Yeah.
and we only really noticed that afterwards and when we looked at other people's. But that isn't really, that's kind of out of our control because we did use a school camera, and I guess that's just what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's the only main concern I have with the music video. I think we edited it well, and we put a lot of effort and time into it.
I think overall it took us like
It took us a long time because we
12
wanted to
hours.
get it right. Yeah, probably longer.
Probably longer than 12 hours actually to just edit
Yeah.
the video.
It was good. Fun
Enjoyed
times.
it. Fun times.